Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation and much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. There's another GMS Journey, number 2. And Lord's will is edifying to the elect. We're just going to go into pretty much Esau. And, just go ahead and go into that.
All right. So
we'll actually get Psalms 12 and 8 first, and then go to that.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 12, verse 8. It says, "The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted."
And the wicked walk on every side. So everywhere you look, there's wickedness, man. There's a wicked everywhere you look. Because what? The vilest man is what? Exalted.
Exalted. Yep.
And now let's go to Job. Let's find out who the vilest man is.
Beautiful. So this is going to be Job chapter 30, verse 8. It says.
Started like at
yeah, I start a little higher. We'll start at 5. We'll start at
let's start at the top.
So yeah, we'll start at the beginning of the chapter, Job chapter 30. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
And this is speaking about Esau, which we're going to prove here in the next couple of scriptures. Go ahead.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary.
And if you go into finish that scripture.
Fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste.
God, if you go into the secular history of how Esau was pushed up into the wilderness up there in the Caucasus Mountains, all right, he was pushed up to, Russia-Georgia border, right?
Petra and all that.
Yep. Yeah. Go ahead.
God, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
Yeah, that's what they were eating, because they were just, they were uncivilized at this point, man. They're eating little roots,
just digging up roots out the ground.
Yeah, shit that they could get up in the mountains.
And don't forget, we can't ignore the fact that he said, the first verse said that I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. This is a man that is not even worthy to be around our dogs.
Because you see what he commits. He commits bestiality. He likes to have sex with animals. Their women like to take, rods of donkeys up the ass. Go ahead.
Back in down to verse 5. They were driven forth from among men.
And then you go into the history how the Ishmaelites got into the region of Mount Seir. It was because they had pushed them out, man. And not only them, but all the other nations, they pushed them out because they were a bunch of vagabonds, man, a bunch of degenerates, a bunch of lowlifes, right? Thieves. Go ahead.
They cried after a thief.
Yep. So what happens when the city finds a man that's a thief, man? They cry after him. They chase him out of town and put him to death, man. They try to put him to death, or they chase him away
and get him out of here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
See, so now it specifically tells you where he's dwelling: the caves and the rocks and the cliffs of the valley. Now go real quick to Obadiah. Let's see who dwells in the cliffs of the rocks.
Let's find out.
And in the caves. That's why you get the term caveman, which the word Caucasian goes back to cave dweller. That's plain and simple. Go ahead.
Obadiah verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. Well, let's start at verse 1, just so we get an idea of what we're talking about here. So this is Obadiah verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom.
Yeah, exactly, concerning Edom. So the whole book of Obadiah is concerning Edom. Go ahead.
All right. Skipping back down to verse 3.
Okay.
Back in verse 3 is, so concerning Edom, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Now go jump back to Job. So now we've established who dwells in the clefts of the rocks, which is Edom, Esau, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, right? The red Hebrew Edomite. That's the one that, well, he even calls himself a Caucasian, man. It's not for no reason that he calls himself a Caucasian.
Yeah, you know, people use that word but don't really understand where that word comes from.
Yep.
All right? That doesn't mean white, okay?
No, it's far from it, actually. It means cave dweller.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with white, being white. All right? White, the term white didn't come about until, until the late 1600s. All right? They put that term on themselves. Go ahead.
Job 30 verse 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys,
yep.
In the caves of the earth.
The caves of the earth, and what caves were they dwelling in? All right, even in Mount Seir. Take a look at the architecture of Mount Seir, of Petra. All right, and then look at the Greeks' architecture, the Romans, and America's architecture. Go ahead.
And in the rocks.
Yep, and that's why they build everything with concrete. The tall-ass buildings made of concrete. Skyscrapers. They want to be at the top floor. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed.
Mm-hmm. Brayed like a donkey, man. They had, you know, they were uncivilized. That's why when they show these cavemen movies and whatnot, they're just like, they're braying. They're grunting, man. They had no language. English is not their language. They had no language. They lost their language, man. Because they were most likely speaking Hebrew when they were chased away. And then they became such low level. The Lord literally brought them onto such a low level that they would just wear their clothes until it deteriorated, didn't bathe, you know, and they had no way of communication. They were like monkeys, man, chimps. As a matter of fact, a chimpanzee was smarter than an Edomite at this time, man. Go ahead.
God. It says, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools.
Children of fools, because Esau Edom is a fool, man. Go ahead.
Yea, children of base men.
Children of base men, meaning the lowest you can go. Because when you have a basement, what is that? It's under the house, man. It's as low as you can go. They're base. The base men is Esau Edom, the bottom of the barrel, the scum of the earth. Go ahead.
It says they were viler than the earth.
So now we know that they were viler than the earth. So the vile is talking about Esau Edom. So now go back to that Psalms 12.
This is back in the book of Psalms, chapter 12. To the end, it says verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side.
Yep.
When the vilest men are exalted.
That's right. The vilest men are exalted. And now we understand who's being exalted. It's Esau Edom, man. He's the one in possession of the earth. He's the one in the rulership. He's the one being exalted. All right, because everybody looks up to Esau. Everybody looks to Esau for answers, man. And that's why you see wickedness everywhere, because the vilest man is exalted. Right? The base man. But what? The Lord ultimately going to take them out of power, man. All right, you got anything? If not, you can go to Sirach 10.
It's Sirach 10. Yeah, so in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, and any particular verse?
You can start at, let's see. Start at 2.
Yeah, typically where I start.
Okay.
So Sirach chapter 10 verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man?
So if Esau's a vile person, so is the people under him going to be. All right, so is all the people that he commands, so to say, in his military and his government system. They're all going to be vile and brute beasts just like him.
Right? Because what Esau is the judge right now.
Exactly.
Of the people.
Hey, everybody follows a leader. You got to lead by example. And if he's leading in wickedness and being vile, then that's what everybody else is going to follow after.
So it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Mm-hmm.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's right. Plain and simple. If it was the leaders of the beast system or vile, wicked men, well, guess what? Anybody that's under the beast system is going to be the same way. That's why you look at America, for Christ's sake, man. There's a bunch of brute beasts living in America, man. Because what? The people that are leading it. All right, beginning with the elite of Esau, man. Those are the vilest men on the earth. Go ahead.
An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them that are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of, let me just read this last part.
Yeah, get up 4.
Yep. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
Yep.
And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, so in due time, the Lord's going to set up one that is profitable. The opposite of the vilest. The opposite of wicked. The opposite of base. All right? The Lord going to set up righteousness. All right? The top, the cream of the crop of all creation, you know? Of all man. Go to, I think it's like verse 8 or something. Or, let me see. Because of, 8.
Yep.
And then we'll close out now unless you get something else.
It says, okay, so Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings.
Now you're saying this is something a vile man would do, a wicked man, a base man, which we already established who that is. This is something that they would do, and they have done. Go ahead.
Injuries and riches got by deceit.
How did the self-proclaimed white man get America? How did he get Europe? How did he get? Well, just take a look around the earth. Everything. He named the lands after himself. You know, he did all this wickedness. And that's how he got this land, especially America, man. The Americas, I'll say that. And the Caribbeans. Go ahead.
And riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, so it's going to be translated from the vilest men, to the righteous man. It's going to be translated from there, the Edomites, onto the Israelites, man. Like 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 says, man, the end of the world.
Man,
you gonna get it?
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead.
Just a second. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, I'll start at 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? It's a question. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Plain and simple. Go ahead. You want to break it down?
Yeah, God. Because what? We understand that Esau, now we know who Esau is, the wicked, okay? We know Esau is the vilest, the basest of men, okay? And it says Esau is the end of the world, and Esau being the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, all right? He is the end of the world. And guess what? He's ruling the earth right now. That's the man that's ruling the earth. The one that is viler than the earth.
Yep.
Okay? The basest of men. Alright, the wicked. He is the end of the world. And guess what? He is ruling right now. And then it says after that, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we understand that the end of the world doesn't mean the end of the planet Earth. It means the end of this rulership.
The end of an era.
End of an age.
Eon.
Yep. And Jacob is going to be the ruler of the next age, and that age is going to be forevermore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Jacob is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and of course the confusion of faces that look like other nations but stem from those. All right, so Jacob is going to be the beginning of the next kingdom, which is going to be ruled right out of Yahushua. So we looking forward to that, and that's why back in Sirach chapter 10, it was saying that in due time, it's going to be given to one that is profitable. All right? Starting with Yahushua and, of course, the Israelites. So we know that this is the prophecy. We have to have patience that we're doing the right thing and that we have to endure this man's rulership. And in due time, the Lord is going to put a profitable ruler over the earth. Okay? And it's going to happen. It's going to happen in violence. Because this kingdom is going to fall in violence. All right?
That's with violence shall Babylon be thrown down, man. And Babylon is the excellency of the Chaldees, man. All right, this is the glory of their kingdom, America. This is the height of their kingdom, America.
This is it.
And look at this place. This shit, we yeah, man. Yeah, just know this place is finished, man. We see some shit that's just straight up.
No, fuck it, man. Let's say it. Yeah, man. We was in New Orleans. We was in New Orleans this moment. You gotta understand. New Orleans is a world-renowned city. All right, people flock from over the planet fucking Earth to go to this goddamn place. And so we never been there before. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see the big hubbub is.
See what all the fuss is about.
Let's see what the fuss is about. We go there. That place is a piss hole.
Yeah, shithole. Everything's all fucked up. It stinks. The sanitation crews got to cleaning the streets.
That is by far the worst, dirtiest, disgustingest city I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
And this is where people flock to damn near every day. People come from all around the world. Just to smell that fucking shithole, man.
We're not even exaggerating, and I'm not trying to. We're
understating.
It's an understatement. We're not even trying to be funny. You know, that place is a shithole. It was embarrassing. That's embarrassing to even be. You live there? You live in New Orleans? Yeah. We went to the goddamn what do you call it? Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street, yeah, the famous Bourbon Street.
World renowned.
Yeah. People go there to celebrate Mardi Gras. I don't see how they can tolerate it, man. We couldn't tolerate it. 30 minutes?
No, we were not impressed at all. We were not impressed at all. So that just shows you that if that what the height of Esau's kingdom, a city of like New Orleans, then this place really has no future left.
Goes to prove that he's the vilest man. Look at the condition of his kingdom, and this is supposed to be the height of his kingdom, man.
Unbelievable. You know, I mean it's funny just to look at it, but you know we're not going to continue to talk about it. But that's it. We're just letting you know that
it's proving a point.
You know, well, you know, we read the scriptures. We just want to prove that point because man, it's funny, man. But at the same time, it's
sad.
Yeah, it really is.
That our people want to remain in this place.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jakes there, you know. But you know, with that, you know, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Salutations to the brothers that push this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you sisters that listen in meekness, quietness, and humbleness. And Moaf love above all.
Shalom.